Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
The amount of effort it takes just to start this, you never know.
So here we are in Russell Square.
Yes.
Another sunny day.
Yeah.
Yesterday was very sunny, and I think you can tell by the burns on my arms. We're doing a wedding ceremony out in the sun. So, but today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Sorry, I was yawning. It's Canto 3, Chapter 9, Text 12.
Because we did read 11 last time.
Well, I don't think so, but...
We know. Yeah, let's do a little recap.
No, come on.
Okay.
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Right.
So number 11, just let's make sure.
You have to get love.
Oh my Lord, your devotees can see you through the ears. Remember we spoke about that? Seeing the Lord through the ears. Remember that? By the process of bona fide hearing, and thus their hearts become cleansed. Remember we spoke about cleansing the heart through hearing. And you take your seat there, and then the Lord sits in the heart. Remember that? You are so merciful to your devotees that you manifest yourself in the particular eternal form of transcendence in which they always think of you. And now, text 12. Please.
Right, text 12. My Lord, you are not very much satisfied by the worship of the demigods who arrange for your worship very pompously with various paraphernalia, but who are full of material hankering. You are situated in everyone's heart as the super soul, just to show your causeless mercy. And you are the eternal well-wisher, but you are unavailable for the non-devoted. Purport. The demigods in the celestial heavenly planets who are appointed administrators of the material affairs are also devotees of the Lord, but at the same time they have desires for material opulence and sense gratification. They must have a lot of big desires, because on this material world, to some degree, you think you're wealthy, like a millionaire, billionaire. That's nothing compared to the wealth the demigods have. So they are very materialistic.
Well, just having wealth doesn't necessarily mean that you're materialistic. Because it also can be the result of pious activity. You understand? So they may have been, like, let's say hypothetically, Bill Gates at the moment is so wealthy, but he's doing so much pious work, which will qualify him to also be more wealthy in his next life, right?
Right, but the point I was making, was in relation to Prabhupada's purport, where it says the demigods have desires for material opulence and sense gratification. I was just relating that point, but I'll continue reading now.
They do, yeah. They do have desires.
The Lord is so kind that He awards them all sorts of material happiness, more than they can desire. But He is not satisfied with them because they are not pure devotees. The Lord does not want any one of His innumerable sons, the living entities, to remain in the material world of threefold miseries, to perpetually suffer the material pangs of birth, death, old age and disease. The demigods in the heavenly planets and many devotees on this planet also want to remain in the material world as devotees of the Lord and take advantage of material happiness. They do so at a risk of falling down to the lower status of existence, and this makes the Lord dissatisfied with them. So the Lord is not happy because they still have desires to enjoy separate.
And they want to stay in the material world to enjoy, and that means that they're, instead of going back to be with Krishna, they put themselves at risk of taking another birth in the material world, which upsets the Lord because He wants them to come back and be with Him. but they prefer to stay here and try to enjoy separately, like you said. So. Pure devotees are not desirous of any material enjoyment, nor are they averse to it. That's a really important point. Pure devotees are not desirous of any material enjoyment, nor are they averse to it. They completely dovetail their desires with the desires of the Lord and perform nothing on their personal account. That's the distinguisher and the distinction there. They're not averse to material enjoyment, but material enjoyment is done not on their own personal account before the pleasure of the Lord. Arjuna is a good example. On his own sentiment, due to family affection, Arjuna did not want to fight. But finally, after hearing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he agreed to fight in the interests of the Lord. Therefore, the Lord is very much satisfied with pure devotees, because they do not act for sense gratification, but only in terms of the Lord's desire. As Paramatma, or Supersoul, he is situated in everyone's heart, always giving everyone the chance of good counsel. Thus, everyone should take the opportunity and render transcendental loving service to him wholly and solely. I'm just realizing that we've been reading in so many nice places, very secluded, peaceful, quiet, and all of a sudden I'm realizing here we are in the middle of London again, and London's getting back to normal. So you hear the sirens, kids playing in the fountain, birds, see people all around, cars, normality.
Yeah. The non-devotees, however, are neither like the demigods nor like the pure devotees, but are averse to the transcendental relationship with the Lord. They have revolted against the Lord and must perpetually undergo the reactions of their own activities.
So there's pure devotees, then there's the demigods who are devotees, and then there's the non-devotees. Bhagavad Gita 4:11 states, Ye yata ma prapadyante tamstataiva bhajami aham. Although the Lord is equally kind to every living being, the living beings for their own part are able to please the Lord to either a greater or lesser extent. Interesting translation of 4:11. Although the Lord is equally kind to every living being, the living beings for their own part are able to please the Lord to either a greater or lesser extent. Interesting statement. What does that mean to you? We'll come back to it. The demigods are called sakama devotees, or devotees with material desires in mind, while the pure devotees are called nishkama. Devotees are called nishkama devotees because they have no desire for their personal interest. The sakama devotees are self-interested because they do not think of others, and therefore they are not able to satisfy the Lord perfectly. Whereas the pure devotees take the missionary responsibility of turning non-devotees into devotees. And they are able to satisfy the Lord more than the demigods. The Lord is unmindful of the non-devotees. The Lord is unmindful. Unmindful means he's not thinking about them, right? Although he is sitting within everyone's heart as a well-wisher and supersoul. However, he also gives them the chance to receive his mercy through his pure devotees who are engaged in missionary activities. Sometimes the Lord himself descends for the missionary activities, as he did in the form of Lord Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki. But mostly, he sends his bona fide representatives, like Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki. And thus he calls his mercy toward the non-devotees. The Lord is so satisfied with his pure devotees that he wants to give them the credit for missionary success. Although he could do the work personally, this is the sign of his satisfaction with his pure nishkama devotees, compared to the sakama devotees. By such transcendental activities, the Lord simultaneously becomes free from the charge of partiality and exhibits his pleasure with the devotees. That's interesting, that last statement. By such transcendental activities. So, by the Lord relating with his pure devotees and his kind of devotees who are not pure devotees, then it kind of simultaneously the devotee becomes able to, the Lord becomes free from partiality. At the same time, he can enjoy with his devotees. Because he's willing to give to everyone, even the non-devotees. He's in their heart. He's always sending his representatives or coming himself. So he's not being partial. And at the same time, he gets to spend time with his devotees. You're laughing?
No, I'm laughing with he's not being partial. You hang out with who I guess you feel comfortable with.
Well, he hangs out with everybody. He's in everybody's heart.
Yes.
It's just everybody's not hanging out with him, right? Yeah. He's making himself available. It's like if I go into the middle of this park and just say, hello everyone, I'm here, I'm here to entertain you, or I'm here to be your friend. Anyone wants to come and hear Bhagavatam with us? Many people won't take it up. But those who do take it up will reciprocate with them accordingly. But we made ourselves available to everybody, right? Like that.
Yeah. So this is the final paragraph of this purport. Now a question arises. If the Lord is sitting in the hearts of non-devotees, why are they not moved to become devotees?
Good question.
It may be answered that the stubborn non-devotees are like the barren land or alkaline field, where no agricultural activities can be successful. As part and parcel of the Lord, every individual living entity has a minute quantity of independence. And by misuse of this minute independence, the non-devotees commit offence after offence to both the Lord and his pure devotees engaged in missionary work. As a result of such acts, they become as barren as an alkaline field, where there is no strength to produce.
Thoughts? Stubborn non-devotees are like a barren alkaline field. What's that mean, alkaline? It means acidic, right?
Yes. It means they have no, their hearts are not soft or tender in terms of wanting to, like you said, if you come here and say whoever wants to hear the Bhagavatam, that it's according to interest, according to choice. There's no desire, so the Lord, which is quite sad actually, if you think about it, is that the Lord can be sitting in everyone's heart. And there's a lot of suffering in the world, like people take to drugs, people living on the street, abusive situations. And all this can be stopped by turning to the friend in the heart. And it's quite sad for how far they are away from that friend, So in one sense, sometimes people say, yeah, but where was God in this situation?
That's interesting because alkaline, I said it means acidic, but it's not. It's the opposite of acidic. And I was thinking that when something's alkaline, it means it's not acidic. So it's interesting. So an alkaline field means a field without any, it's free from acid. What does that mean? I guess it's barren. So
nothing.
I guess there needs to be some nitrates, some acidic properties in a field for it to actually produce something. It's part of the chemistry. Interesting. Prabhupada's so intelligent.
But don't forget, he was a pharmacist, wasn't he?
Yes.
He has that knowledge.
Yeah. Okay, text 13. But the pious activities of the people, such as performance of Vedic rituals, charity, austere penances, and transcendental service, performed with a view to worship you and satisfy you by offering you the fruitive results, are also beneficial. Such acts of religion never go in vain. Absolute devotional service.
Sorry, I just put my book down on the microphone.
Absolute devotional service conducted in 9 different spiritual activities: hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, praying, etc. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Does not always appeal to people with a pompous nature. They are more attracted by the Vedic superficial rituals and other costly performances of social religious shows. But the process, according to the Vedic injunctions, is that the fruits of all pious activities should be offered to the Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita 9:27, you know the verse? 9:27. 9:27
I want to
is...
shower.
9:27, I know it. It's, no. It's 9:34, I think. 9:27? Yeah, I'm not sure. 9:27. The Lord demands that whatever we may do in one's daily activities, such as worship, sacrifice, offering of charity, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you do that, Arjuna, as an offering. That's not Pachram Pushpam. This offering of the results of pious acts under the Supreme Lord is a sign of devotional service to the Lord and is of permanent value, whereas enjoying the same results for oneself is only temporary. Anything done on account of the Lord is a permanent asset and accumulates in the form of unseen piety for gradual promotion to the unalloyed devotional service of the Lord. These undetected pious activities will one day result in full-fledged devotional service by the grace of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, any pious act done on account of the Supreme Lord is also recommended here for those who are not pure devotees. So what's it saying? What's it saying? Okay. So it's basically saying it's okay, do some pious activities. If you can't be a pure devotee, better that you're at least a pious person, like the demigods, and you perform pious activities, because by performing those activities, slowly but surely you'll become purified. Just like, I remember hearing it described once that, you know, sometimes there are people from pious, let's say Indian or Hindu background, and they just want you to come and do some havan or a house, you know, program for them because they kind of want the benefit. But especially with doing the havan, if you do that, even though it's generally they're thinking they're worshiping the demigods, but because Vishnu has to be invoked as the fire, all the worship goes through Vishnu. So in that way they're associating with Vishnu, they associate with the devotee, and slowly but surely they get purified and they come closer to Krishna. So better to do pious deeds if you're not on the pure devotional platform. But it should be done, as Prabhupada says here, on account of the Supreme Lord, which means, okay, as some sort of an offering to the Supreme Lord, then we'll be benefited ultimately long term. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree.
She was thinking that exact same thing.
At 14, yeah? Or
Yeah,
we'll leave
and then
it
we'll
there.
finish.
Oh.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So we'll finish there and we'll pick up with text 14. If all of you can help us to remember. These days it seems very difficult for us to remember which verse we're starting
Now
with.
I'm marking the page.
That's what she always says. Okay, thank you all very, very much. Nice to be with you again.
Yes.
Please read the Srimad Bhagavatam And if you're interested in getting a copy, I have heard some secret whispers that the brand new English sets of Srimad Bhagavatam in all their full glory have been delivered to the UK BBT warehouse. So if anyone is interested in getting a new set of Bhagavatams, the latest rendered editions and printings, then please let us know. We'll be happy to serve
Or you can sponsor it and tell us where you want us to place it, like libraries,
That's a great
hospitals,
idea,
this,
yeah.
and we place it in your name. And
Yes.
take a picture if you want. Well, actually, we will take a picture.
Okay, thank you all very much. Grantharaj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.